Welcome to a 22-minute deep stretch yoga practice intended to reduce tension and increase flexibility. I'm Alice and I teach yoga, and I love to practice outdoors from anywhere around the world. If you are new to this channel and would like to practice yoga, please subscribe to Dear Girl with Alice. I'm so happy to have you here today. We'll begin seated in Hero's Pose. This is a great way to open up the hips and stretch the ankles while focusing on your breath. As you set the intention for your practice today, make sure to take in deep breaths, counting for 2 when you inhale, counting for 1 when you exhale. Inhale and exhale. We're going to come to a couple of wrist stretches by extending our arms and rotating our wrists, stretching through the forearms. This releases tension and prepares the hands for supporting poses. You may also change the direction of your hands as you continue to deepen the stretch in those wrists. Make sure to breathe here. You may also rotate your body and move it in however way you like to continue to deepen that stretch. Continue to breathe here. We're going to come to a bridge pose by lying on our backs. Our feet are flat on the mat, and we'll lift our hips slowly. Our feet are hips distance apart. This pose strengthens your glutes and open up your chest. Continue to breathe here. Now let's come to a figure 4 stretch by crossing one ankle over the opposite knee and drawing your legs towards your chest. Your left leg is over your right leg. The left foot is above the right knee. Our hands are clasped underneath the right thigh. This deep hip stretch releases tension in the glutes and lower back. We can switch the direction by clasping our hands underneath the left thigh, and our right foot is crossed over the left leg right above the left knee. Make sure to breathe here. Inhaling for 2, exhaling for 1. Inhaling for 2 counts, exhaling for 1. Now let us come to a seated pose. We're going to do a seated figure 4, just what we did before, but this time sitting. So we're sitting tall with one leg crossed over the other. Press into your hands as you lengthen your spine, deepening the hip stretch. This is a variation, and you're going to continue to deepen that stretch. If there's any tension in your hips, you may just cross your legs in a comfortable seated pose without putting one leg over the knee. Let's change the direction by putting that left leg over the right leg. The left foot is above the right knee. Again, deepen that stretch by continue to stretching those arms before you deepening that stretch. Continue to breathe here, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now let us come to a down dog. You're going to lift your hips high, pressing your hands into the mat. This pose stretches the entire body, particularly the hamstring and shoulders. Continue to straighten the legs and bringing those heels to the mat. Pulling your shoulders together to deepen that stretch, tightening your core, tuck in that core. Press into the mat with those hands. Fingers flat on the mat. Taking a few breaths here. Now let us come to a dolphin pose. You're lowering your forearms to the mat, keeping your hips lifted. Dolphin strengthens the shoulders while enhancing flexibility in the legs. This is a deep stretch, so continue to breathe here. Bring yourself to a down dog and now walk your feet forward. I have a forward fold here, and you're going to bring your hands underneath your feet if you would like, or you can hold your ankles. You can also cross your hands and hold on to the opposite elbows, or just have them flat on the ground. You could also tent your fingers. And my favorite is having those hands underneath the feet, stretching out those wrists. Now come to a chair pose by bending your knees, sinking your hips, and lifting your arms. Chair pose strengthens the legs and core while engaging your focus. You may look at something on the ground or directly in front of you. Keep pressing those arms against your ears and reaching for the sky. Your feet are hips length apart. Okay, we're going to do a chair twist here. So bring your palms together and twist to one side. If you're twisting to the left, try to bring those palms together and right against your heart center. You're tilting your head more left towards the sky. You're sinking lower. This is a detoxifying pose that stretches the spine and strengthens the core. Your feet are together. You may also fan out those arms, open them further, opening up the chest. Come to the center. You can do a quick forward fold here just to relax the stretch. Come again to chair pose, and now we're going to twist to the right, bringing those palms together to the heart center. You're reaching, you're rotating your chest over that right knee. Keep looking to the sky or right above your right shoulder. You may fan open those arms, further deepening that chest opener. Okay, fold forward again and come to a down dog. Let's rest here in child's pose by sinking back onto our heels. Our arms are extended forward. This pose is calming and allows for gentle stretching of the backs and hips. Keep your forehead flat on the mat. All 10 fingers are also flat on the mat. Okay, let's now come to a few seated poses. We'll come to a seated forward fold. You're sitting tall here and hinging from your hips by folding over your legs. Now you can touch your toes or your hamstrings, or you can touch your thighs, even your calves, whatever's most comfortable for you. Try to keep your legs straight, but if you can't, you can also bend your knees and just hold on to your feet. This pose deepens the hamstring and hip stretch while increasing flexibility in the shoulders. Okay. We're going to go now to a seated bind forward fold. Extend the right leg and bind the other around your bent knee. So you're actually extending the right leg, you're bending the left knee, and you're binding your arms around the left leg. So bring the right hand behind your back and then the left hand around your left knee and bind it right behind you. And then if you go to the other side, we're bending that right leg and extending that left leg, and you're bringing the right hand behind your right knee and your left arm to your back and binding behind your back. Keep your chest straight, keep looking forward. You want to bring that chest closer to the thighs or the mat. This is a great stretch for increasing that flexibility in the shoulders. Now let's come to a reverse tabletop. Place your hands behind you, lift your hips up. This strengthens the arms and core while stretching the chest and shoulders. Your feet are also hips distance apart, hip width apart. And you're bringing your head back. Let us now come to reclined leg stretches. What you're going to do here is lie down with one leg bent and the other leg extended. This helps stretch the lower back and legs. So you can begin by bending the right leg and stretching out the left leg. And continue to breathe here. Inhaling and exhaling. Taking deep breaths here, making sure to inhale and exhale. You can stretch out your legs and move your hips from side to side just to take a rest here before bending the left leg and lengthening the right leg for another leg stretch. Continue to breathe here. Move those hips again, shake out your legs. We're going to come to a reclined hero's pose. We're going to stretch the thighs and open the chest. This pose increases flexibility in the knees and ankles, making sure those legs are bent. Feel that stretch in the knees. And continue to breathe here. Inhaling for 2 counts Exhaling for 1, inhaling for 2, exhaling for 1, inhaling for 2, exhaling for 1. All right, shake out those legs again. All right, we're going to come to another one of my favorite positions, head to knee forward fold. So you're going to stretch out, actually extend the right leg, bend the left leg, and reach over that right foot. But before you reach forward, make sure to reach your arms up, up, up before reaching forward. If you can touch your toes, great, or you can touch your calves and even your thighs, that's fine. And continue to breathe here. Taking a few more breaths before we come to the other side. Okay, now let's extend that left leg, bend the right leg, sit up straight, reach those arms to the sky, reach forward, reach to your toes. If you can't touch your toes, you can reach to the calves and even the thighs. You can pull yourself by reaching for your big toe and curling your fingers around and just pressing your chest against the thigh. Continue to breathe here, deepening that stretch. Make sure that leg is straight. I think people are looking here. It's a busy place here in Prague in front of Charles University. We'll come to a hero's pose for a quick stretch. Oh, nope, it's the frog pose. Not comfortable. We'll scratch that today. Let me check my notes. It's getting a little cold this morning. All right, we're gonna let's just come to a hero's pose here. Come back to our center, taking in a few breaths. Even if you do yoga in a big city, you might get distracted, but whatever happens, just come to your breath. Don't pay attention to anybody around you and come back to your center. Okay, we're going to do a variation here in hero's pose. You can clasp your hands behind you. You're going to reach your right hand to your back and your left hand you bend. You reach for that right hand and you have a bind behind your back. This is a great shoulder and arm stretch. This also deepens the shoulder stretch while opening the chest. It's great to just jumpstart your day feeling energized and open. Your heart is light. Change the bind by putting your left hand behind your back, and your right hand is also at your back and reaching for that left hand. You're binding here. Continue to breathe. If this position is uncomfortable, you could also come to a seated pose by crossing your legs. You don't have to sit on your ankles. Continue to breathe here. All right. Be finishing up our practice with a wonderful Shavasana. When you're reaching for the ground, make sure to slowly come to the floor. The slower you go, the more you engage your core muscles. And you're just relaxing here, taking in a few breaths, inhaling and exhaling at pace, however you like. Now come to a seated position. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really enjoyed our practice. If you enjoyed it as well, leave a comment. And have a wonderful and blessed day. Namaste.